So the first book I'm going to be reviewing today is called The Grain Brain by David Perlmutter. What the book says is it says surprising truth about wheat, carbs, and sugar, your brain's silent killers. So that kind of got my attention when I picked up the book. Plus I heard this book was really good. The first chapter really got me hooked on because it talked about inflammation. And you know, when we eat something bad, like our stomach hurts, we feel bloated, we feel gassy, those are signs that we can physically feel that that food doesn't sit well in our stomach. But this book gets into talking about inflammation that happens up in our brain. Now, 20, 30, 40 years down the road of eating sugar and carbs, what happens is this is when we get diagnosed with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and dementia and depression and anxiety and migraines and headaches. So if you're someone like me that is very health conscious, this really opened up my eyes to carbs and sugar and how it affects our brain and what happens with our hormones and the reaction in our body and how we can prevent it. It also has like a 4-week eating plan, which is really good. It helps you ease into eating good for your health. So check it out, Grain Brain. Alright, the next book I'm going to talk about is called Delivering Happiness by Hsieh, A Path to Profits, Passion, and Purpose. Wow. First of all, this book was recommended by Andy Frisella in one of his podcasts. He says, you got to read this book. So I decided to pick this book up, and man, I have no regrets. Learning the path that Tony went through as a university student, opening up a pizza business, then link exchange. He didn't know what was going to happen with it, but the offer he got for that, and then again, building Zappos. So this is a good story for someone that's looking to start up a business. A very good inspiration, very good motivation. But what I've learned from this is how Tony created a very nice culture in Zappos. Like any of Zappos employees, I definitely picked up some things, and now that I'm looking into Andy Frisella's business, I see what he's learned from this book and he implemented it. So again, I recommend this book for any business owner, anyone that's starting up a business, or anyone that manages an agency or a team. This is a really good book to look into. Alright, let's talk about Start with the Why by Simon Sinek. This book I recommend for anybody. Everyone should read this book. Why? Because we make decisions in our life, and our decisions are made based because of our why. Why did we decide to get up in the morning and go to the gym? Why did we decide to open up a business? Why did we decide to go get a master's in this type of field? The reason is we all have a why. Now, as time goes on, what happens is we forget about our why and we start focusing on the how and the what. Like, what do we have to do? How do we have to do it? And then what happens is our inspiration from our why drifts away, and we get caught up in the world and we totally forget why we did it in the first place. So this book gets into examples like Martin Luther King, Wright Brothers, and Apple, and it really gives you good stories and inspiration how they stuck to their why, and you can see how they've accomplished way more than their competitors or people that were doing the same thing as them. So I recommend this book. It's called Start with the Why. Alright, the last book I'm going to talk about is called Stop It by Jeff Levitan and Michael Hutchison. This book talks about the 7 mistakes to avoid when you're starting a relationship marketing business, aka network marketing. Wow, this book is powerful. So it talks about why you're in this business and if you should be in this business or not. So it talks about some mistakes that we make. For example, not following our leadership, not knowing our products, not believing in our products, not knowing our compensation, not knowing our back office support. And as I read through this book, it made me realize like how strong I am in my business, but other people out there, when I sit down with them, people have no idea about their business, and they're so passionate, but when I ask them how their compensation plan works, that they look at me like blank face, right? So this book, like, just stop it and take a look and see, is that business right for you? I love this book. So Jeff Levitan, I think it's on their website. I can put a link below. But this is a book, if you're in network marketing, you gotta read it. You have to read it. Okay, get it, okay? Just stop it and get it. Okay.